What to do, people? All right, welcome y'all to another episode of Know That Sports Thursday Night Football Edition. It's your boy Moore Drive, man. Y'all know I represent this shit to the fullest. I got my main man with me, man, Walter Stringer, CEO of the Lions, Detroit Lions Avenue. What to do, Pimp Jew? How you doing?
Man, I can't call it. Last time you had me on, I had all types of audio technical difficulties,
Technical
but I'm back.
difficulties.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, what they
But I'm
call it,
back
technical
now.
difficulties. You know I had to bring you back because it's all about your team.
Oh yeah, oh
Your
yeah.
team. Shit. Your team play on Thursday night. Your team play on Thursday night against the Green Bay Packers. So we got to see what the P doing. We know who you think gonna win the game. We already know that. I ain't got to ask you who you think gonna win the game. That'll be wasting my time. So the
Oh yeah.
question is, do they got a chance against y'all?
Of course they do. Of course they do. I mean, it's a division rival. Green Bay a solid team. I said before the season started that I felt like we were going to win the division, but Green Bay was going to be our toughest competition. I actually had Green Bay and Detroit both finishing 10-7, with us winning the division by a tiebreaker. They got a solid defense, a lot of talent within their front seven. Being kind of up and down the first couple weeks of the season, whatnot with the run defense. Jordan Love, they moved on for Aaron Rodgers. Jordan Love is the quarterback now, so he's kind of like a was it? I think he about 24 now, 24-year-old, sort of like a
Mm-hmm.
24-year-old rookie for that matter. But
Yeah.
he done showed a lot of talent, a lot of promise, considering the fact that they was down 17-0 to the New Orleans Saints, and he was able to lead them to an 18-17 win in the fourth quarter. Made some big time throws, flashed that arm talent. So it's gonna be another Detroit Lions, Green Bay Packers late night, not late night, but a prime
Shit.
time matchup. The last three times we played Green Bay at Green Bay have been night games. Matter of fact,
It's
so I
another
think
night
we've
game
won.
Thursday night. You know what the P doing?
Yeah, we won 7 out of the last 12 against them. We swept them last year. So, and we held them under 20 points both
You
games
swept
last
Green Bay
season.
last year?
Yep, held them under 20 in both games.
You know I ain't know that. I don't think Aaron Jones playing.
Jair Alexander might not play either.
They not finna beat y'all. They ain't got a chance against y'all. I to be truthful, these same folk that played last week against Arizona, I mean against New Orleans. These same folk that played last week against New Orleans. So New Orleans jumped on the 17 nothing. Until Green Bay even the board by goddamn letting Crab Legs come out there. By hurting goddamn David Carr and goddamn Crab Legs came out there. So with that being said, I don't see them hurting Jared Goff. I don't see if they do, that'll be a surprise to me. But I don't see them hurting Jared Goff because I like your offensive line. Your offensive line pretty good. So I don't see them beating y'all. I want to badly see a debate with you about like, oh shit, Green Bay can beat y'all. But like we were just saying for the show, or like I was just saying for the show, I still don't believe in love. Now if he beat y'all this game, he'll start getting my attention. He can get my attention. Right now, he can get my attention because I don't like how he went to Atlanta and laid down. And I don't like how New Orleans jumped on him 17 nothing. That's still in my mind. So we on the same page. I like Detroit to win the game. Straight up. I want to debate with you so bad about this, but I can't. I just can't see my Jones ain't playing. Alexander ain't playing. Shit.
Yeah,
I truly believe Detroit offensive line better than New Orleans offensive line. I truly believe that. I think you
yeah,
might agree with me on that. I think
yeah.
your
I
offensive
mean,
line
our
is better
run
than
defense too. We didn't held throughout the first 3 weeks of the season. Whether it was Kansas City, Seattle, and Atlanta, we held all three of those teams under 100 yards. Matter of fact,
on
I
the
think we held all three of them teams under 40 yards. So where
running the ball.
we've been shutting running games down. I think Kansas City only had what was
Seattle beat you. What? So y'all allowed to Seattle that we got there. Geno Smith beat you.
yep. Well, we had three. We had was it three turnovers too? So we
Mm.
had some mistakes
Yeah,
too.
that'll kill you every time.
But no, we shut all three teams' run games down. So if we can shut down Green Bay's run game and just well at least not even allow them to get a run game going and force everything to be on Jordan Love's shoulders, now we're in a situation we can possibly force some turnovers too. So it's a divisional game, so it is always a chance that you can lose that game, but I don't think we're gonna lose it. I really don't.
What I was hearing, I don't know how true it is, but somebody would tell me that like Green Bay, they like top of the league in offensive efficiency. Is that true? That you know of?
I don't know. It could be true.
Yeah, somebody was telling me that. But I believe the person who would tell me that was a New Orleans fan, and he would try to justify why they lost. So I think he was just really trying to make it sound good.
Well,
And then just like,
how efficient was they in the first half? If that's the case, then
you know what I'm saying? That the part
man.
that the part I was feeling when the guy was like, "Oh shit," because I was telling the guy, I was like, "Well, you just lost to Jordan Love, boy, go ahead on. Y'all ain't you just lost to Jordan Love." So he telling me like how Green Bay, they one of the most efficient teams in the league. They lead the league in something. He called out a couple things. And I'm like, boy, that shit don't what you talking about, I ain't seen. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't think I don't think they match up with y'all pretty too good. You know what I'm saying? Without Jordan Love, I don't think Jordan Love can outplay golf. Simple math. I just don't think he can
Well,
do
you know
that.
what? I think another thing that kind of throws a caveat into there to everything about this game. This is our first game against Jordan Love. We ain't seen him either. Now we seen him on film, of course, or whatnot, but this our first matchup against him, and that's something Dan Campbell brought up Monday. As far as them, like we can go back and watch film on Jordan Love from week 1, or
With
week
this
2,
whole
or
this
week
ball
3.
game, you gotta go out there on the field.
Exactly. He can move too.
He
If
can
you look
move.
at Aaron Rodgers the last 3 years or whatever, Aaron been getting up in age. Aaron wasn't moving a whole lot.
Not how he was when he first got there. That's how he used to beat y'all
Exactly.
when he first got there. That's how he used to
Exactly.
beat
So
y'all, rolling out and got there, finding a nigga and all of those shit there.
yeah, I mean, so man, I respect him. Don't get it twisted. I respect him. I think it's gonna be a tough, hard fought game. Both teams coming off a short week too. Both teams
Yes.
coming off victories,
Both teams.
home victories at that. Both teams coming off victories against the NFC South.
Yeah, I
Matter
was
of
just
fact,
gonna say that. No, what I was say. I was just gonna say that.
Taylor Decker, our left tackle, he might be out. David Montgomery might play. He might not play.
Dave Montgomery, that's your
The running back,
yeah.
former Chicago Bear.
He might not play. What he got a real injury or something, ain't it? What it was real?
Thigh injury.
Yes, thigh. He got hurt week 4 last.
Yep.
He got hurt week 4 last. But
Got
shit, you
hurt
ain't gonna
against
miss a you
Seattle.
miss, only thing you missed with Dave Montgomery and with the Ricky. I don't think you mean with Montgomery. Montgomery can pick up. He can pick up that blitz. He's a good pass blocker. Like he's a solid running back too. So then, when he out there, he can got there. He can pick. He know how he can identify who coming and got there and know how to get there. The running back y'all got what his name Gibbs.
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, Jameer Gibbs. He's a hell of a running back. The butt naked, but he got to catch up with the NFL game. You know what I'm saying? Picking up the blitz packages and shit like that. But I think y'all can beat them without Montgomery because I like Gibbs. He can run the ball. But the question is, you said it's gonna be a hard, not tough game. I mean, like a to the wire game. So you must know why y'all just getting them 1 point.
Mm-hmm. They got us favored by 1 point.
Yeah, so that tells me they feel the same way you feel. Like got
Yep.
that shit, but they gonna go down to the wire. So they in the game, they know each other, whoop de whoop, stuff like that. I believe Detroit covered the 1 point. I won't be surprised Detroit beat these folk by 7 or better. Because when they bought out to it, like I said, I don't believe in love, bro. I'm saying I don't believe in love. I think that defense can get that love. I don't see nobody on the outside, they wide receivers, that scare Detroit cornerback. Because what that boy Charles Garner Jr. in his name?
Well, he out. He out for the season.
How? When did he get hurt?
Torn Torn pectoral
When did he get hurt?
against Seattle a couple weeks ago.
That the guy he got hurt in.
Yep.
I ain't know he was hurt. I said, well, God, I didn't know he was hurt. They still got
Yep.
that boy Sutton on it.
Cortland Sutton, not Cortland Sutton, but Cam Sutton. Yeah.
Yeah, the cornerback.
Yep.
I'm saying, I believe they secondary good enough to handle their wide receiver. Because I don't think Watson playing for Green Bay, their wide receiver. I don't think he playing.
Yeah.
So I don't see nobody that scare me. I don't see nobody that scare me. And we got down with it. If Alexander ain't playing, who they gonna match up on Brown?
You know, Brown still nicked up too. He got a little foot injury. So,
But he just
both
played to get
teams
it fast.
got him. Yeah.
He just played to get it fast. He gonna play.
Yeah.
You believe me? He gonna play. Hit his head with that needle. His head go out there. Simple man. It ain't that hard. It ain't that hard. If you can move that motherfucker, he gonna play. So I'm saying, you can get up. You believe y'all can get up 1 point and win the game?
Yeah. I think we can cover that.
Really, that 1 point mean even to me. It mean even to me. I don't know how other folks feel, but 1 point.
Yeah.
What they gotta give you. Somebody gotta give up something. So I believe 1 point is really even. So I say the Lions can't cover that one. The question, we on the same page with that. We've been on the same page for two things. The next question is over and under 46. Is that too many points or that ain't enough points?
I'll say under.
You say under the 46, so what you looking for, 24-20?
23-17.
Something like that?
Yeah.
I say, hold on. I gotta think about that. 46. I mean, they're not gonna score 6 points like Green Bay did. I mean, like the Falcons did. They're gonna score more than 6 points. But they scored 18 on goddamn New Orleans. I say under 2. I don't believe both of these teams can get over 20 points. One probably can. I can say one can. But I don't believe both of them can get over 20 points. And if both of them get over 20 points, they number one way you're gonna get over 46. Green Bay blow Detroit out, Detroit blow Green Bay out, or both of them score over 20. That's the only way you're gonna be able to do it. You can't do that no other way. I don't see the Lions blowing them out. I see the Lions winning by 7 points or better, though, or 6 points or better in the one and two. But I don't see both of these teams scoring 20 points. I truly don't. Even though Detroit on the road in Green Bay, they're gonna be loud. They were just crunking here about. I know they're gonna be crunk about how they just came back again New Orleans. But when it boiled down to it, this ain't goddamn David Carr or this ain't Crowley. This Jared Goff, home goddamn pretty solid. He's a solid quarterback. He real solid. I thought it was McVay, and it was McVay when he went around, but he learned something with McVay.
Yeah.
At first, McVay used to walk and hold his hand. He learned something. He's a legit quarterback in the league. I ain't gonna say he's a top 10 quarterback. I don't think he's a top 10. But he got that. I believe he's a legit quarterback in the league. Like he's somebody go out there trimming. He ain't Ryan Tannehill. You know what I'm saying? He ain't Ryan. He's nothing like Ryan Tannehill. He's nothing like David Riddle. So he's nothing like
throwing shade at Desmond, man.
And he ain't got it. He's nothing like David Carr. He's nothing like that there Crowley. Yeah, he's nothing like them folk. He's nothing like Russell Wilson. Now, I ain't talking about Russell Wilson back there. I'm talking about Russell Wilson now. He's nothing like them folk. Matter of fact, I think he's nothing like out there your boy Kirk Cousins. I don't think he's nothing like him. So with that being said, I think he can outplay. He gonna outplay Jordan Love, and they cover the 46 point. A little too much. I can see y'all probably scoring, like you said, 24, 23. I see the defense they get a number about a 17. If they do score 20 points, it'll be a 24-20. I can't see the 46. I can't see 46. I don't think Green Bay gonna come to the party enough to do that. I can see
they ain't have to travel though. Now I will say this: both teams playing on a short week. We had to travel though. You know, Green Bay coming off their home opener against the Saints.
So at the same time, that's a low scoring game. I can see a low scoring game.
Them boys hopped in their cars and went home. They ain't have to hop on no flight.
So
they ain't have to hop on no bus.
Make the game. I can see that making the game close. With that being said, when I was just saying, I was beating by 7 points. With that being said about the short week and y'all traveling, I may be wrong on that part because of that, because of the traveling. I still stand behind and believe y'all beat them by 6 or better. But I could be wrong because of that part, because of the traveling and short week or whatever. But that really let me know they ain't gonna score 46 now together because it's a short week. I don't think they're gonna be. I don't think they'll be clicking like that. I don't think they're gonna be clicking like that. I truly don't. But I be wrong before, so I ain't got no problem being wrong. What I say under, you say under. We just said everything the same way when it comes to the game. You like Detroit straight up. I like Detroit straight up. I believe Detroit covered on 1 point. You say Detroit covered on 1 point. I say goddamn under 46. You say under 46.
Yeah.
That ain't that hard.
I mean, just going off of like the last few games that us and that Green Bay have played, they've been like some lower scoring games. They ain't been no 35, 31 type of games. You talking about when we beat them the first game last season here, I think it was like 12-6, 12-9, something like that. And then when we beat them week 7, not week 17, when we beat them week 18, we held them under 20. I think we beat them 20-16. So
Yeah, that was the last game of the year you sent them home.
yeah,
I
so
remember
they've
that.
been those type of games, even though Aaron Rodgers ain't there no more.
That could be a bad thing that Aaron Rodgers ain't done no more. It could be.
You never know. That's why you play the game, brother.
You got that right, Toyota. Next up the bet, man. I see we got a third night game out the way. We got like two more. Two more little segments. And the first segment is my top 10 teams through week 3 in the NFL. Knowdatsports top 10 teams through week 3 in the NFL. Usually my guests had their own top 10, but this time you had to do yours verbally. And it cool. No problem. We can start out with mine. First of all, we got the Miami Dolphins at 1. They undefeated. They just put up 70 points. Shit. What else can I
Undefeated
say?
and look good doing it.
Yes. Next up the bat, 49ers at 2. They still got the same 49ers from last year. To me. They like the same 49ers from last year to me. They solid. Philadelphia coming at number 3. They don't look like the same Philadelphia team from last year. But they 3-0. So I can't take nothing from them. They got them still shaking the peak. Still got them undefeated. Still got them, gotta get them handle them folks if you see them folks. You gotta come on with it when you pay them folks. Number 4, Buffalo. I don't think Buffalo was in my top 10 last week. The reason why, if they was in my top 10, they was in the bottom. Matter of fact, I can check on that. I can check on that. I need to see, did I have them in my top 10 last week? Did I have them folks in my top 10 last week? Yes, I had Buffalo at the 7 last week. I moved them up to the 4. The reason why, because they looking like the Buffalo team everybody been talking about in the offseason. After the Jet game, them folks been beating them. The last 2 games I played, they blowing them folks' ass out. Blow got down on the Washington Commanders out, treating for that little bit of kids. The second game, who Buffalo played the second game? Whoever they played,
Wasn't it the Raiders? Or was it the Raiders the week before?
Yeah, they played the Raiders in week 2. Blow they just go over 35 2 weeks in a row. They're the team they got there folk we're talking about. So I put them at the 4 right now. At the 5, I got Kansas City. Only why I put Kansas City in front of Buffalo because who Kansas City really played. I'm saying I think they beat them 37-9 or some shit like that. The Bears.
They beat Jacksonville the prior week, and then they
they
lost
beat
to us
Jacksonville.
week 1.
They beat Jacksonville probably week 19 to 16 or something like that. It was a low scoring game in Jacksonville. That's how I put them on my. That's why they moved up. They moved up 1 spot. They was in the 6th spot last week. Then we at the 5. At the 6th spot, a team that was on the list at the first after week 1. They was on there in week 1. They got knocked out in week 2 because they went out bad. I ain't gonna say they went out bad. Yeah, I can say they went out bad. Even though it was a division game, I feel like they still should have beat them. In the Cleveland Browns, I got them at 6. They back on the list. They got them. I forgot who Cleveland played this week coming up. I forgot. No, I tell you about the Cleveland play Baltimore. This is a big old game. They gonna tell the Cleveland supposed to be on the list or the Baltimore supposed to be on the list.
Mm.
At the 7th spot, I got the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys went 6 spots down from goddamn last week. They were the number 1 team on my list last week. But the way that they just looked to get the Arizona Cardinals, boy, you're luckily you're still in the top 10. You know and I'm a Cowboy fan at heart. But the way you look to get the Cardinals, you look at the same team from last year. They couldn't start the run. The run got to 8 days alive. You get in the red zone, you can't score. I don't want to hear you got rid of Zeke Elliott, but you can't score in the red zone. You got to fit that. I got the Cowboys at the 7th spot. They play New England coming up. Fuck around, lose New England. You damn sure will be in my top 10. I don't give a damn if I'm a fan of you or not. 8th spot, I got the Seattle Seahawks. They was not on the list last week. I had the Commanders in their spot. The Commanders just went out totally bad against Buffalo. They put a number 3 law have mercy had points. So they got to get up out of the list. They ain't got no business on there. Seattle handled their business with Carolina. Carolina had it close for a minute, but they got the 5th game, pulled them off. So I feel like Seattle should be on the list. I think Seattle was on the list in week 1 too. I had Seattle on the list in week 1. They didn't make week 2 because I think they lost to who the hell beat Seattle? Man, Seattle lost to somebody. I don't know. Got no business. They lost to the Rams.
Lost to Rams.
They lost to the Rams. Yeah, they lost to the Rams. So I got them, knocked them off. But the way they just bounced it back in Carolina, I liked it. So I got them back at the 8th spot. At the 9th spot, I got the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions, they was on the list in week 1. Took them off in week 2 because they lost to the Seattle Seahawks. I thought Detroit was gonna win that game. I like how they bounced back against the Atlanta Falcons. When it boiled down to it, Detroit did exactly what the way all the talk about Detroit, how they talk about Detroit and how they feel like Detroit, it's time for them to take their leap and be one of the elite teams in the NFC. They did what they supposed to do to Atlanta Falcons. So they would maybe put them back on the list. They handled it. If this game would have been close or whatever, they probably would have made the list. Because I expect them to beat the Falcons, but I expect them to beat the Falcons the way that they beat them. I expect them to do them like that. So I got them at the 9th spot. Taking the Falcons spot because the Falcons was in the 9th spot last week. They not on the list. They may not get back on the list no more. They may not. Ain't no telling. They can get back on here. You play good enough, you can get on here. But I don't see it. And at the 10th spot, I got the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens went 5 spots down from last week. Week 2. They was at the 5th spot in week 2. They just lost to the Colts with the backup quarterback. Man, please. All the hype they got on Baltimore, all the hype they had on Baltimore this offseason, but they got to do offensive coordinator. And
yeah.
They got all these weapons and then I gave them in money and all they do and they look like the same. They often like the same offense from last year. They often look the exact same to me. Exact same. They got in the red zone against the Colts and they call 3 goddamn take our running play with Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
They ain't the same they were doing last year. What is it? So I got them at the 10th spot. They taking Tampa Bay spot. Tampa Bay was at the 10th spot last week because they won 2-0. They just got beat out by the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia handled their business like they supposed to. So I knocked them off and put the Baltimore Ravens down. And then my top 10 through week 3. Miami, San Francisco, Eagles, Bills, Chiefs, Browns, Cowboys, Seattle, Lions, Ravens. Tell me what you don't like. Tell me what's got your head scratching.
And I ain't trying to be a homer about this, man, but
I understand.
All right, so
I know we're gonna start at number 9. I know we started at number 9.
I'm just gonna throw something out there because Detroit, if I'm not mistaken, Detroit is the only team in your top 10 that played 3 winning teams. Kansas City got a winning record. Atlanta got a winning record. Matter of fact, we gave Atlanta their first loss. And Seattle got a winning record. But we did lose to Seattle. So Seattle, Atlanta, and Kansas City are all 2-1. So I think out of all them teams, we the only team in your top 10 that played 3 winning teams, though.
Who Miami played?
Denver winless.
Yeah, Denver and the Chargers. You right.
The Chargers, ain't the Chargers 0? No, they won. They beat Minnesota Sunday.
They 1-1.
They 1-2.
Oh yeah, 1-2. Who San Francisco played?
They played.
They played
Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
yeah. Pittsburgh 2-1. Who else did Frisco play?
I can tell you they played last week. They just no. They played the Giants. No,
Yep, they did play the Giants.
no. Who the Brown played? The Brown that played.
They played Tennessee for sure.
Yeah, they. You right. I
So
ain't think about that. You right.
we came within, and we came within an overtime of beating Seattle.
So what you think you should be? So what you got them in on your list?
I mean, I got us at 8, and I got us at 8 because just feel wise, this is what I got. I agree. We both got Miami Dolphins first. I got the Eagles at 2, even though the 49ers been looking better. They've been right up there, I think, with the Miami Dolphins as far as style points and how they've been handling teams. But despite the fact that Philly, they haven't looked the best, and they 3 wins, they still 3-0. They the defending NFC champs. And I just got a different
You don't
feeling.
think San Francisco look pretty good?
No, they do. They do. But like me and you discussed this before the video, man. I got a different feeling about Philly. That I think that if Philly and we can match the rosters up for each other. Defense for defense, quarterback for quarterback, head coach for head coach, secondary for secondary, whatever. I still think Philly's better. And it's like Frisco always got some old injury bug going on at some point in time. It seemed like over a 2-week span they start losing 4 or 5 different people. I used to get blocked a
They
whole
fuck
lot
them
of
up all the time.
yeah. I used to get blocked a whole lot of shit for that because I used to tell them like, just wait, y'all gonna lose 3 running backs at one point in time.
And a QB.
Debo, he always sit out. He always end up getting set down for 2 or 3 weeks with something. Ayuk, it's like Frisco is never 100% healthy.
Ayuk just hurt this week. He ain't playing
Yeah.
against the Giants.
It's like y'all never 100%, not to say anybody 100% healthy, but it seemed like them and the Ravens. And I told people this about the Ravens before the season. A lot of people was picking the Ravens to go to the Super Bowl. I'm like, man, I can't trust them boys.
No, I ain't picking
And
them.
sure enough, what happened? That running back tore his ACL immediately out.
And what's called hurt it? Ankle.
Odell out.
He should be back though.
Yeah, and then also look at Lamar.
He ain't hurt.
Wait, no, but do you think Lamar gonna play 17 games?
He ain't never did.
He's normally hurt around December.
Yeah,
So
he
it's
never
like
did.
I just for me, I don't only just base it on the records. I try to base a little bit of the field test on it too. To me, it feels like over the long haul, Philly gonna be better than Frisco. I just had that feeling with them.
I don't see. Even though I got Philly at number 3, they don't. They're not the same team. They're not the same.
I get it.
They look better last than they do right now.
No, I get it. They scored 40
Like
something on us week 1 last year.
That secondary really on barbecue chicken. That secondary really barbecue chicken.
We won't know until these type of teams start matching up with each other.
And I'm gonna tell you why I feel like that secondary barbecue chicken. And I'm gonna tell you, and it's really how I pick my team. You know when they played Minnesota, before had 4 turnovers. Minnesota had 4 turnovers. If you give San Francisco 4 turnovers, they beat you by 10 or better. If the Dolphins get 4 turnovers on you, they beat you by 21. Well, Buffalo get 4 turnovers on you. Hey, they beat you by at least 7 or better.
The Dolphins still got something to prove too. They got to prove that once that temperature change, they gonna be that same football team.
You're right about that. But these teams, let's say Miami in Miami, and they get 4 turnovers off you in that game.
Oh no, you can't. Yeah,
you do.
I don't think you can give any team
went down
4
to the
turnovers.
land play. I done seen Philadelphia go down to the land play 2 out of these 3 games against folk that I know you better than. Minnesota, they made Minnesota turn the ball over 4 times, and still went down. And Kirk Cousins scored on the last drive, they beat them.
I said this earlier though, man. I feel you. That's why I don't make that big of a deal about y'all losing to Arizona. I think 3 weeks into the season, people lose to people, man.
That's true.
It happens.
But for just the Cowboy game, since you to Arizona, it's like what I just said. When they boiled down to it, it ain't they lost. It's how they lost. You get down in the red zone. I think it was 1-6 or 1-7, 1-5 or 1-6 in the red zone. Then they got down there 6 times. And they converted 1 time. You can't. You're not gonna beat nobody like that.
Could it just be it was a dud, man?
What I'm saying.
Although I mean, y'all beat the Jets and y'all beat the Giants, 2 bad teams.
You're right. Arizona's a bad team. You know Arizona.
I don't know, but you right.
Arizona,
But
you know Arizona just let the team come back for 28 down. Then the Cowboys beat 40-0.
That's why, and I was about to make that point. Like, we all believe the Cardinals are bad, but how bad are they really? Like they gave Washington week 1 all they can handle.
Yeah,
Week 2 against
true.
the Giants.
That's true.
They gave the Giants all they can handle. And then they turn around and play y'all, and then they handle y'all. So now when I look at Arizona, it's like, okay, so we thought y'all was gonna be 1-17. I mean 1-16. Maybe y'all gonna be tougher than we gave y'all credit for.
Now 3-14.
Maybe 4 games. They might win 4. You know, it to me it's just hard 3 weeks into the season to really gauge these losses, man, because for one, the preseason is shorter. Ain't no more 4-game preseasons. A lot of these teams not playing their starters in the preseason. A lot of these offenses are kind of sputtering. Some of these defenses ain't 100% healthy. So I honestly think, and we was talking about this on the East West show before I came on with you, most of these teams, we not going to know who the hell they really are till like week 6, man.
That's true. That's true.
But I think we kind of know a little bit about Detroit. Like I said, you can put an asterisk by it. Well, Kelsey didn't play, and then they had turnovers, this and that. One constant with Detroit is the fact that they shut down Kansas City, Seattle, and Atlanta's run games. So that run defense is for real. So that's one thing we know about Detroit. But when I go through the rest of it, like I had the Chiefs at 4. Buffalo, man, considering the fact that they lost to a Jets team with no Aaron Rodgers week 1, they beat the shit out of the Raiders, but the Raiders ain't much.
Hold on, let me ask you the question about the Buffalo and the Jet thing. Could it be the same? Could it be the same way that you were saying about when you tell me earlier about Arizona and the Cowboys? They might just had a number.
I don't know what Josh Allen record is against the Jets though, but
I was saying, what I see, I think he done had got all kind of interception. They got him fucked. They had him fucked up out there. So it could be good. And the reason why I say that, and I ain't got no, and I ain't all up on Buffalo like that. I'm just going by what I see. The next 2 weeks they played, they look like the team that everybody been talking about, or the analysts been talking about. But when you ran into your division rivals,
a good defense.
Yes, I'm saying it got them. It is what it is.
But you're right. They got right. They got right against the Raiders.
The
same way the Steelers got right against the Raiders Sunday night.
I think I'm gonna tell you what I think. What made the Steelers get right? The way they beat Cleveland. They beat Cleveland the Steelers' way. So they beat them with defense. And I think defense scored 17 points or some shit. Account for 17 points, whatever. So they gave them. It feel like the Steel Curry. It's not the Steel Curry, but again, they swagger that they got down. They gave them the swagger that they be looking for. But Buffalo though, I'm saying, you got. I think Buffalo. They play Miami this week. They're gonna tell you a whole lot what Buffalo got going on. Buffalo can't afford to lose in Miami game. And the reason why I say that, you be 0-2 in the division. Boy, you don't want that. If you think you're all right with it, ask Cincinnati. Cincinnati 0-2 in the division. They're not going nowhere.
Well, I don't know.
This is a big game for the Buffalo Bills.
You know what's weird about their division, though, is that Cincinnati been doing that the last couple seasons. They lost that first game of the season to Pittsburgh last year.
But they have not started out the
season.
Though. They have not started out the season 0-2 in the division.
I get that.
That's a big thing. Well, that's a big thing 0-2 in the division.
Well, that's why they got. My thing is this with Cincinnati. They've been streaky. If you look at them the last couple years, even the Super Bowl team a couple years ago, they'll lose 2 in a row, then win 5 straight. But the thing about them is they've been.
He healthy. He healthy when they doing that.
Yeah. But the thing is also, what's the mark of a good team? They going to the playoffs hot. Remember before that Damar Hamlin injury, Cincinnati they were streaking. They had beat Kansas City. They had beat a few teams. Like I think they was on their way to handling Buffalo too. And they ended up handling Buffalo in the playoffs, matter of fact. They've been
And I
playing their
know
best football in December, which is the mark of a good team.
that's true. But the way Cincinnati look right now, with the
Oh
man
no,
with
I
the cap
get you.
injury, the man with the cap injury, well, you can't fuck. Well, you out there, you dig a hole you can't get out of.
That's why you got to win the games. That when they present themselves, it don't matter how you win them.
So they pulled out a nice one again. Got the Rams, but
Stafford out there turning the ball all
yeah,
over.
I believe I really feel he gave it to him. But like I said, both this week, this is a big game for the Buffalo Bills. Big game at home. Miami coming off 70.
You ain't talking about the temperature either.
No here now. So it's a big game for him. This is a
Let
big
me
game.
ask
This
you
is a
this,
big game
man.
for Buffalo.
Your gut feeling, is Buffalo better than Kansas City?
Man, they're hard for me to say, man. Let me tell you why they're hard for me to say. Because I believe in Kansas City a little bit. I just don't believe in them as much as I used to believe in them. And I think with Von Miller out there, because I think he should come back eventually this year. With Von Miller out there, they can get them. They can beat Kansas City. They can beat Kansas City.
I think this Chiefs team is the most beatable Chiefs team we've seen.
Yes, they will make me feel that like I'm like when they boil down to it, they got that we double down on Kelsey in the
Them
playoff.
tackles ain't all that good out there.
We're gonna double down on Kelsey in the playoff, make you goddamn go to goddamn them other niggas and see can they beat us. How they gonna try to do it when they boil down with the playoff track on there? They gotta do it. But I take Buffalo this year. I take Buffalo. I take Buffalo. I take Buffalo. But you said you got Kansas City at 4.
Yep, I got them swapped. I got the Chiefs I got the Chiefs at 4. I got the Browns at 5.
You like
And
that defense. You like the Brown defense.
that and Watson starting to look a little more comfortable. A little more comfortable. He ain't look all that good against Pittsburgh. I don't know what to really make of it. That's why I say it's like these divisional games.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you ask them up the pot for a divisional game, you're gonna look at how you look.
Well, shit. Look at Cincinnati. They can't beat the Browns for shit. They've been better than them the last 2 years, though.
Now, shit, the Browns done beat them.
No, I'm talking about over the long haul, over the long run, as far as making the playoffs and everything.
I think that boy like shit.
Burrow ain't never beat the Browns.
He ain't never beat them. He ain't beat them one time. Oh well, he 0 something again, 0-3 or some shit like that. So what you got? The Browns at 6. I mean at 5.
Yeah, I got the Browns at 5.
I got them in my top 10. They ain't in my top 5 though. So who you got at 6?
Seattle. Got Seattle at 6.
What
you got to say about the Hawks, man?
They solid. To be truthful, I picked them to win the division.
Me too.
But the way they look to get the Ram made me mad. The way they look to get the Ram made me mad. But like you said, this shit earlier, whatever, the division or whatever. I want to see how they gonna look their first game against San Francisco. The San Francisco been having a number the last couple of years. I want to see how they look against them. I want to see that. But they're my top 10. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I got Buffalo at 7.
Okay, you got that's who I'm looking for, the Buffalo Bills. You got them at 7. That's 3 spots lower than where I got them at. So, want to say what? You think Seattle better than Buffalo?
Yeah, I do.
For real?
I don't, man. When I look at Buffalo, and we talked about McDermott before the season, and how I don't know about you, but I talked about how I felt about how Buffalo looked like they kind of plateaued, and sometimes a head coach can only get you as far as they can get you.
Yeah, it's all he can do.
Josh Allen turning the ball over, even though I understand it was the Jets week 1. Some of them throws he was making was completely empty-headed. It was, man. It was. And then for that game to go down the way it went, and Zach Wilson came in, and as a team, I thought Buffalo still should have been able to muster up enough to beat the Jets.
Hell yeah.
So that kind of turned a red light on for me. And then the Raiders, I didn't make much of the Raider game at all. Y'all was supposed to beat the Raiders at home. That's what I felt. Then who the hell did they just beat?
Washington.
Yeah, Washington. Sam Howell. They better than Washington. Hands down, they better than Washington. They should have be able to beat Washington. So I still don't know quite how good they are. I had them one spot ahead of the Lions, actually, man. I do.
Oh, you got the Lions at 8.
Yeah.
We just switch where I got the Lions at 9. That ain't too bad. Who hit
Because
your
I
9?
got questions about my own team, man. I mean, we won, but am I so sure if we play Buffalo tomorrow in Buffalo, will we beat them? Or if we play them here, will we beat them? I'm
Y'all
not so
played them
sure
on
about that.
Thanksgiving last year, then.
Huh? On Thanksgiving, yeah.
Yeah, y'all played on Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Who you got your 9 spot?
Got the Cowboys.
I can't say nothing about that. I can't say nothing bad about that. I can't be like, why you tripping? You hate. Right? You heard how I say about him. I'm saying I really would. I would talk my 10. I would talk about from 1 to 10. I would
Yeah.
put the edge at 10. You know what I'm saying? But that sound about right.
I just try not to make too much of it, man. I mean, I did bring up the fact that Detroit is pretty much the only team in the top 10 that played three win. Well, I can't because Seattle ain't leading their division, but Atlanta leading their division at 2-1. Kansas City leading their division, and Seattle second in their division at 2-1. So we the only team that then played 3 winning teams within the first 3 weeks of the season. We about to play 4. Green Bay 2-1 in another couple days. So
that sound about right.
But it's weird
Who
though,
your
man.
number
It just
10
makes
team
you
is?
wonder how many bad teams in the league because we just went through all these other teams and talked about but they played these weak ass dudes and they played these weak ass dudes.
I'm saying that why I equal up to like what you say about like week 6. You said week 6. I say
Yeah,
like
about week 6.
by week 5, week 6 or whatever, you start getting the nitty gritty of your schedule. Whatever you had going on in the beginning, let's say you had a bunch of home games, now your ass on the road, or if you had a bunch of road games, now your ass probably basically at home. So you're right about that. I say about like week 5, week 6, then you see what the people really doing.
Yeah,
Who
because
your
I
number
think in
10
Detroit
team?
case you don't want to have no letdown. Like if we go to Green Bay and have an emotional game against them and win, we can't come back home and lose to Carolina.
Get what though? I just figured out y'all just showed me that Sunday when the way you beat the Falcons. If you were gonna have a letdown, you're gonna have one against the Falcons. So I'm saying just on the going there just like
No, we was pissed off because we lost to Seattle the week
I
before.
understand that, but at the same time, if you go in there, if you look at it, I did the Falcons, you'll skip the Falcon game and you're looking at Green Bay. You'll look over this game. You'll look over that Falcon game, but you didn't. So I'm not. I ain't. Dave Campbell ain't going for that. Ain't no letdown. And you gonna to beat y'all, you ain't gonna just be better than y'all. Talent wise, ain't no letdown. Who your number 10 team is?
The Pack. Yeah, I told you the Pack.
I mean, hold on. So you telling me Baltimore ain't on your top 10 nowhere?
Nah.
Well, that's the only team on our list that we ain't got. The Baltimore Ravens. Everybody else we got.
Baltimore's so flaky to me, man.
You're right. I understand that, but that's the only team you. So really, just Green. That's the only thing we got different. We got number wise, but Green Bay on your list, and they ain't on mine.
Yep.
So it's you think Jordan Love? I ain't gonna say got it, but he good enough. And I say, Baltimore got them. Lamar Jackson, they gonna figure that shit out.
Jordan Love can at least put the ball in the air. And I ain't trying to insult Lamar and them boys, man, but that offense, watching that offense against the Colts, man, you said it yourself. How many yards did Lamar throw for in that game, man? He ran for 96 and I think 2 touchdowns though.
200. Like 208, 200.
Not too much. Now is that but we don't know how good the Colts defense really is. We may not know until later on in the season because they got 2 wins right now too.
They solid. I know their defense solid. But when it boiled down to it, I believe Baltimore defense wasn't gonna hold them back at the end of the day. But I still think they're a top 10 team in the NFL. I think Baltimore beat goddamn Green Bay.
I don't know.
And I don't care what they play. I think they'll beat them. Jordan
I
Love,
don't
they'll
know,
eat Jordan
man.
Love. I think they'll eat. Yeah, I think they'll beat them.
It's kind of hard for me to listen. All the teams we got in the top. Well, we differ on
Just
Baltimore
one.
and
We
Green
just
Bay.
different. Just you got Green Bay and I got Baltimore. The last all the other 9, we got the same team. We ain't got them in the same spot, but we got the same team.
And all those teams can put the ball in the air.
I'm saying Green. I'm saying.
Yeah. So it's I don't know, man. It's hard for me to believe in Green in Baltimore, man. Given what I've seen the last 3
That's
years.
how I feel about Jordan Love.
Yeah,
I'm
but
like,
you didn't seen the Raven failures though.
I
Jordan
just
Love just new to this.
that's why I can't put no faith in what I'm saying. I don't know what I rather. I know one thing. I know what Baltimore gonna bring to the table. I know got him before Lamar Jackson get hurt. If he get hurt, God forbid, not trying to drink one like that. I'm just going by previous years. Before he get hurt, they got them be 8-2. They be goddamn 9-1.
But they be having them letdowns. Like how did they
I
lose that
understand.
Giant game last year?
Before he get hurt, them folk every time, the last couple years, when he get hurt, they 82 or 83, some shit like that. And he get hurt and the whole momentum go down. So right now we in week 3. So I got at least 5 more weeks to go before I start got there and be like, oh man, hope they don't have to him. So right now I think the Baltimore Ravens, they still got there.
You know
They
what
shaking the
though,
feet pretty good.
man? And Lamar, my guy, man. But it's for him to be this deep into his career, man. He still have them mind-boggling games where it's like certain defenses shouldn't be able to game plan for you to stop you from throwing the football as a quarterback, man. He
Now
still
how
have
long
them
he been in the
games.
league? How long he been in the league? You right about that.
He still had them games. I watched that Giant game. Well, I ain't watched recently, but the Giant game last year that they lost, they blew a big lead in that game. And it's like defensively, they just switched everything up on him in the second half and had him making all types of goofy ass throws. It shouldn't be that way. As deep as you are into your career, man. And if teams can game plan for you as a quarterback to not throw the football and just force you to run,
You're not gonna beat nobody.
you're not.
You're not gonna beat nobody for the money. Anyway, you get some win. Your talent get you some win.
I
But
wanted so hard to pick them too in the preseason and before the season started to go to the Super Bowl, but I'm like, nope.
oh no, I ain't picked them to go to no Super Bowl. No.
I saw
I ain't never did.
Odell and I saw all these
I ain't
Zay
never did that,
Flowers
but
and
I ain't never did that. But I picked them to win that division though. I picked them to win that division. I'm still standing behind that. We got one more quick little subject to talk about, man. I'm gonna try to get this out of the way real quick. And it's real simple. We got 4 winless teams in the NFL right now.
oh yeah.
4.
A horse, a bear, a Viking, and a Panther.
Yeah, that's what we got going on right now. My question is to you: who will get a win first?
Carolina.
And I'll break down who all they play this week. The Denver Broncos, they play the Chicago Bears. One of them somebody gonna get a win.
I forgot. No, it could end in a tie.
If it do, boy, that's the funny thing going on this year. Carolina play. Matter of fact, it's amazing. 2 teams on this list gonna get a win. Minnesota play Carolina at Carolina, and the Denver Broncos play the Chicago Bears at Chicago. Who get a win?
They both 1:00 games?
Yes, sir.
Oh shit. Oh man. Oh shit. So the Bears at home, right?
Yes, sir.
I think Denver's gonna beat Chicago. And man, I think Carolina will get their first win over Minnesota. I think Minnesota gonna fall to 0-4. I really do.
I want to say the same thing, but we right on it. We agreed on the Denver thing. I think Denver gonna beat the Bears. Carolina, Minnesota. I think Minnesota will go out there and get a win. Reason why I believe Minnesota will go out there and get a win because I think 2 of Carolina's top defensive players hurt. Thompson, and another guy. He just got hurt last week. With that being said, that defense won't be the defense that I'm used to seeing out there. They got a solid defense too. They ain't not gonna be the defense I'm used to seeing out there. So I expect Kirk Cousins to have a pretty good game. Jefferson have a good game. So I say Denver, Minnesota. You say Denver, Carolina. Not trying to be funny, but we really just gave the picks of them two games. When it boiled down to it, we really just gave the picks of them two games.
Oh
Why
boy.
we done had these folks for about 50 minutes, man. Let these folks know how to get in touch with you, what's going on. Let's get them up out of here.
Oh yeah, well we got banned on YouTube, so we ain't on YouTube no more.
For
But
real?
yeah,
Nigga be hating, man.
we know they got a whole lot. The NFL, not only the NFL, but for the sake of focusing on NFL content, the NFL really came down on football content creators. Anybody that was supposedly using the likeness of the NFL. So whether you had Dallas Cowboys in your YouTube page name, or Detroit Lions, or Cleveland Browns, or whatever, if you
Oh,
was
shit like that. Oh, they fuck you.
yeah
They fuck with you because of that.
that if you use an NFL video in your videos, whether you using clips of interviews or highlights or whatever, photos, they was cracking down on that. So yeah, they banned a lot of pages. They took us down and banned us. So now we on YouTube, not YouTube, we on Facebook, rebranded as Lions Avenue. So I would advise any content creators, football content creators, NBA content creators, whatever, because I got a homeboy with a boxing page that got his boxing page banned too.
For
So
real?
yep. So if you on there, make sure I would suggest that you go ahead and retweet some things. If it's Minnesota Vikings, chat, whatever it is. You might want to take that down if they ain't already took it down, change the name to Vikings chat or whatever. You don't want to get hit with that because they're hitting people with what is it? Image and likeness. They're hitting people with that. So, but we took it down, we rebranded it, so now it's just Lions Avenue, no more Detroit Lions Avenue. If you got a Facebook, we on Facebook. You can follow me, my personal page, name right there, Walt Stringer. You can find me on there. It's public. Also, Lions Avenue, that's the name of the fan page on there. Also, the videos will be streamed live on Detroit Lions News page on there as well. And if you have a LinkedIn account, you can find us live on there every week too.
Hey, man, I know. I already you ain't got. I know you talking to them because I know you still that
Oh yeah.
motherfucker 365.
Oh yeah.
Y'all know what's going on this end, man. It's your boy Moore Drive, representing Know That Sport to the fullest. Walt, you know you welcome anytime you ready to come. I'm saying you got a key. I'm saying I appreciate you.
No problem.
Anytime they got anything to do, we got there on the lines. My man got that moment like got that father go no. Know that if you don't know nothing else. I appreciate y'all, man. I fuck with folks who fuck with me. Know that. Shaking it.
Peace.